Put your money intact, put your money intact. Invest and show that your money come back. Put your money intact, put your money intact. Invest and show that your money come back. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack. One child, one youth, one tack, 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 tack. Become financially free. Join the abundance community, diaspora city. Yeah, we got global accessibility. Your future, your currency. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack. One child, one youth, one tack, 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 tack. Become financially free. Join the Abundance Community Diaspora City. Contact our website or social media for more info. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack. One child, one youth, one tack, 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 tack.
Global House of Theations. Really in keeping with our theme that we have been really pushing, is for us to understand that in one voice, we all win. To understand as the global ambassador and chief of staff has pushed the series to understand unity and to understand that together we all can achieve this mission and vision of TAC to really change our story, to change and to not hand to the next generation the artificial scarcity, the lack, the man-made diseases that we were handed by the previous generation. So my encouragement to us is to recognize that there is strength in numbers. If we come together and band together, the numbers that we are, there really isn't anything that we cannot achieve in this unity in one voice, focusing our energies in one direction, putting all our efforts together is one way that we create efficiency. It's one way that we really harness the collective efforts of our abilities, and this will allow us to achieve our goals faster. So I encourage all of us, let's stay focused, let's stay committed, let's stay in one voice, and we will achieve together one common destiny. All right? Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. I know I put you on the spot, Mr. Carr, but you rose to the challenge, and I'm so very grateful. And so, without further ado, let us start today with the power within. I'm going to share my screen as usual because I do have a few slides that you can follow along. And if you think that the print is, you find it's too small, you feel free to, I'm looking for it. Feel free to just open it up with your fingers. So I'm sharing some. Mr. Carr, can you see the slides? The power within?
Yes, Director.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you so much. So I need, well, there's no introduction is necessary. I think everybody knows me. To the newbies, one of my roles is that I'm Director of Training, which is what we are doing right now. And as I speak today on the power within, I want to call on the infinite and hope that that power within me can pierce hearts and minds and make such a positive impact so that the power within all of us here will be realized. So let us begin. We are not left unequipped for this journey of life. And that is a fact, and that is the truth. Within all of us, every Tiashan, every person, there lies a power, and that power has been in us from birth. And what is this power? It is a power to rise above any situation or struggle. And it is a power that can transform us into the strongest versions of ourselves. All of us, we were all born with immensely powerful abilities, which can help us achieve our dreams and overcome the obstacles. What is that power? It is the power to achieve, the power to succeed, the power to be a catalyst for positive change, the power to move mountains, the power to be abundant. But remember, some time ago, I spoke about the negative voices that we have heard from the time we were born. Unfortunately, we were born into communities with limited thinking. We were surrounded by people who made us believe that we are limited and that we did not have true potential. They made us believe that we were not smart, that we were dumb, and that we could never be rich, that we could never be worthy. And so, what happens from hearing all these negative voices and being in the environment that we grew up in, our minds became limited. And unfortunately, we forgot our true nature and we have forgotten who we are. To see and experience that power, we have to let go of these negative voices. We have to let go of these negative beliefs, of these negative opinions, and I will say these erroneous conclusions that we have formed of ourselves or that others have made us believe about who we are. These negative voices, Tiashans, prevent us from experiencing and realizing the power within us and achieving our full potential. So what we need to do is to let go of these limiting thoughts and open our minds to all possibilities. We need to cancel those negative messages and rewrite the script of our lives, knowing that we are enough, knowing that we are powerful. Let me give you an analogy. If we are in a room and we want to change the temperature in that room or even in our house, what we need to do is we need to reset the thermostat. So suppose in the Caribbean, Africa, it's very, very hot and we want our home or room to be cool. We reset the thermostat so that the temperature will be lowered. Here in the United States, we are going through winter. Well, it's really fall, but it feels like winter. So outside is very, very cold. It's like 0 degrees Celsius. So because I need heat in my home, I have to reset the thermostat so that the temperature will rise. Similar to ourselves. If we want to release the power within us, if we want to change the level of our success, we must reset our inner thermostat. And what is that inner thermostat? It is our mindset and it is our thinking. I want to give you a personal story. 5 years ago, I was very sick and I was given a death sentence. I was actually given 1 year to live. According to the doctors, I would have been dead within 1 year. It was a devastating blow. It was a shock. However, what did I know and what did I believe? I believed that my work here was not done. If I had to die at that time, within the year, I knew that I would not die empty because I knew that the talents and the gifts within me had not been realized. I knew that there was still a lot of impact that I could make on my community and on the world. And so I said to myself, it does not matter what they thought. It does not matter what the doctors were saying. What mattered is what I thought and what the infinite said. And so this was the report I believed. I thought, I believed, I felt, I saw perfect health. I saw a healed body. I saw myself with no disease. And I thought and I believed that I would survive and that I would live fully. And what happened? I was healed completely. What did the doctors say to me? They said, Delia, your positive attitude and your faith brought you through. That is why you had a healed body. And I remember throughout that time, I did not tell people, very few people knew that I was sick because I wanted to surround myself with people who had faith. I did not want a pity party around me. I did not want people to say how sorry they were for me, that I was going to die. I did not want that. So anybody around me were people who believed in life and who believed in healing. Anything I watched on the TV had to be something which uplifted me. Actually, I made a decision at the time to watch movies that would make me laugh. Because you know the saying that laughter is the best medicine. I really believe that. So even during that time of going through that illness, I laughed my way through it all and I was healed. Tiashans, if you see it in your mind, you will hold it in your hand. Why? Because thoughts become things. I realized that power within me and I acted on it. I realized and believed, but importantly, I acted on it. And so I'll ask you a question. What price do you see TAC coin at? Do you see it will remain at $17? Do you see 50 per coin? Do you see $100 per coin? Or do you see $1,000? Do you see $15,000? Or do you see $1 million per coin? What do you see? What do you believe? And do you follow through that belief with action? Or are our actions contradicting our desires and our beliefs? Could you please mute your microphone? Tiashans. Okay, this is very distracting. Can somebody remove that person on mute? Thank you. Tiashans. TAC is the dream that you have been having. It's the dream you have been waiting for possibly your whole life. It is the dream of restoration, the dream of freedom, the dream of rising out of poverty. It is the dream that says possible, that there are so many limitless opportunities. But to embrace that dream, we need to act now. Oops, sorry about that. I need to, okay, I touched the screen and then it went to another slide. So just let me start sharing it again. Okay. Action is what will nourish our beliefs and our power. Think of the firefly. I have not seen a firefly in years. Since I'm in the US, I have not seen one. But even when I go back home to St. Lucia, I don't even see them again. But think of the firefly. And I researched, I know the fireflies light up in the night. And I wanted to know why they light up. So I researched that. And I found out that the firefly lights up to communicate, to talk to each other, and actually to find and attract a mate. That is action. So fireflies give off their light when they are in action. I challenge us today to be like the firefly and act. Let the light within us, let that power brighten the world. And let that light be so bright that it is visible even during the day when the sun is out. Think of a hungry or a thirsty person. All of us have been hungry or thirsty. And we need to get food or water to quench our thirst or to relieve the hunger, or else we will die. That is the action that we have to take. Are we hungry and thirsty for the mission and vision of TAC? And if we are, we must act. Because if we do not act, we will continue in a vortex. I call it a vortex, a whirlwind of scarcity, a whirlwind of poverty, a whirlwind of failure. It will be a life of misery. And so we need to speak those words every day. I will act now. You repeat it to yourself until it becomes a habit. You get up from bed and you say those words, I will act now. Let failure sleep for another hour. We have the power to act, and we need to do it today. Tomorrow is reserved for the procrastinators, for those who believe in failure, for those who do not realize the power that they have. We realize it, so we must act now. And so let's go on to the next slide. How do we realize that power? First, be confident. Be confident and know that we all have that power, that we all have what it takes to succeed, to rise out of our circumstances. And guess what? The more confident we are, the more effective that we can be. And the more effective we are, the more confident we are. And it goes around, it's circular. The more confident, more effective. More effective, more confident. Secondly, use powerful language. The thing is, negative language takes away that confidence. So here are some examples of negative language. I can't do this. I'm not able to. That's impossible. This is so hopeless. This is so unworkable. You know, I'm so bad at doing this. I don't believe this. This will never work. That's negative language. These are the words of persons who do not realize what we are and what we have. And I want us to pay attention to when we use these phrases, when we use these negative language. What are the circumstances? What situations do we use it in? Is it because we are surrounded by people who use that language? Is it maybe the time of day? Is it a place that we are going to? What circumstance brings out such negative language? And so what we need to do is to make a decision to start using empowering language. Language like, I will succeed. I can do this. This is possible. Language like, I am limitless. Use the words I am to your advantage. I am rich. I am abundant. I am beautiful. I am valuable. I am strong. I am loving. I am powerful. Empowering language. I believe anything is possible. Say these affirmations daily. And what will happen is that you will set the path for your life. You will create your life, and the power within you will be released, will be unleashed. When I say unleash and release, I always think of this movie. I am a movie fan, by the way. I love movies. So I always think of this movie, The Clash of the Titans. I love this movie. And so when they say release the Kraken, that is when this monster comes out, this powerful monster, you know. But right now I'm telling you to release that power. Release it, and you will create a powerful life. Third, get your support team. And what are the characteristics of that support team? It comprises people who would help you to feel confident, people who would tell you you did great. You surround yourself with people who you respect, people who give good advice, people who support you. That support team can comprise 3 to 5 people. And what will you do with that support team? Check in with them once a month. Now, that support team does not have to be in the same country with you. Can be in another country, can be in another state. But check in with that support team. And between you all, tell each other your goals. Between you all, help each other to succeed. There are 3 questions that you can discuss between yourselves. One of them is, what was your biggest success this month? And when you all speak of your biggest success, you can celebrate with each other. Get your happy place. Another question you can discuss, what was your biggest challenge this month? And when you speak about that challenge, you can ask for help. You can ask for advice, which is just wonderful. And you can get that feedback to get you on the right road. And what that does is that it creates confidence in the person giving the advice. It creates confidence in the person giving the help. Why? Because they are helping you to achieve your best self. And remember what I said about confidence. Confidence is empowering. It will release that power. Another question that the support team can discuss is, how can I support you this month? So in other words, what can I do to help you? Maybe one person can send a resource, a video. Maybe you may need somebody to call you, maybe once a week, or to text you once a day, just to keep you speaking empowering language, to keep you on the right track. Maybe you need somebody to wake you up. I wake up every morning at 4 o'clock because that is my me time. That is the time when I can pray. That is the time when I can be grateful, when I can exercise, when I can set the path for my day. And I was telling a friend of mine that, and she was quite amazed by that. And she told me, Delia, can you wake me up too? Can you wake me up at 4 a.m.? And I did that. And so in her space, she did her own thing. And she said how much it made a difference for her. Next point, how to realize that power. Assess the 5 people you spend most of your time with. Just think about that. And I'm not speaking about family, because you were with your family all the time, but think of outside of your family. Who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? Maybe I should write the names of these people, of the names of these people down. And it doesn't have to be people you see face to face, you know. It could be people you phone, people you text, people you email, maybe social media, people you spend time with on social media. Who are the 5 people you spend most of your time with? And as you write that list, ask yourself, is that the list you want? Are these the 5 people you want to spend most of your time with? Do they make you feel confident? Do they make you feel successful? Do they make you feel powerful? Do they give you good feedback? Are they positive? Do they rise you to a position of power that is good for both of you? And if they don't, Can you make your ideal list? Can you make your ideal list of 5 people? Who do you wish was on that list? Write that down. Why? Because these are the people who will help you to discover the power within you. These are the people who will help to release and unleash that power within you. Next, how to realize that power, self-assessment. We need to do that. Assess ourselves. Know our strengths and our capabilities. And sometimes you have to write that down. What are your good qualities? And if you know that, if you know your strengths, then you can activate them in your life. And that will unleash the power. In the same vein, what are your greatest weaknesses? Do you know them? What takes away from that loop of power? And what causes those weaknesses to be magnified even more? Because when these weaknesses are magnified, you feel less confident. You begin to doubt yourself. Less confidence means you are less effective, and that power within you will not be realized as it should be. And when those weaknesses are magnified, I always say it's good to have shifters to keep you thinking positively, to keep you thinking in the right direction. What do I mean by shifters? Let me give you an example. Some time ago, I was one of the most impatient persons. I was extremely impatient. I did not like to wait. You know, that was me. That was me. But I realized I could do better. And so one of the things, as I said, I did not like waiting. When I was on a queue or a line in a bank, I would just get upset because y'all are wasting my time. I'm just here for too long, which was not good for me. And so my shifter, I had to find something that would keep me thinking positive. Because when I became impatient, I became annoyed, I became angry, and all of these negative emotions came out. That stifled the power. It did not release the power. It was not good for me. So I had to find a shifter. So if I knew that I was going somewhere where maybe I may have to wait, I carried something with me. I love reading. So I carried a book. Or on my phone, I would just look at a YouTube video to occupy the time and to occupy my mind so that I could not see myself as waiting and being impatient. That was a shifter. And so I was no longer impatient. So I am still a work in progress. Sometimes these things happen, but I know what I need to do to shift my thinking. What is another weakness? What if you get angry very often? What is a shifter? Think of something you love. Think of something that makes you happy. Think of something that you find is so beautiful. In that moment of anger, that can shift your thinking, that can shift your thoughts, that can shift your emotions, shift your behavior. How to realize that power? By gratitude. Be grateful. What does gratitude do? It helps to change our perspective from the negative to focus on the positive. It helps to change your perspective from limited to limitless. It helps to change your perspective from impossible to possible. And guess what? The more we are grateful, the more life brings things to you, to us, to be grateful for. Because it shifts our expectations to positive ones. Every morning, as I tell you, when I wake up, this is when I give thanks. Now, that's not the only time I give thanks. I give thanks throughout the day. But I make it a point as soon as I get up from bed to be grateful. As soon as I open my eyes, thank you that I can see. If I can shift, if I'm stretching, thank you that I can stretch, that I can move my body. Thank you that I have a bed, a comfortable bed to lie in. Thank you that the house is warm. Thank you. Thank you that I can hear. Thank you that I have food to eat in my house. Thank you for good health. Thank you that I can speak. Thank you for friends. Thank you for my mother, who is one of my greatest supports. Thank you for TAC. I say thank you for TAC every day, throughout the day. Thank you. Without gratitude, we pass up opportunities for the infinite to provide the right people and circumstance to realize our dream. And let our gratitude be sincere, not just thank you. Let us feel it within our hearts, within our beings. I always say, and I think I've said it publicly before, when Chief of Staff speaks and he says thank you, I feel it in my bones because I can see and hear and feel how genuine it is. That is sincere gratitude. Some years ago, I was really broke. I went through a period where I had no money. And I had to make decisions between getting food for my family and paying bills. Whenever I saw a bill, an electricity bill, a gas bill, a water bill, I became so depressed. I said, a bill again, a bill again. But I had to change the way I did that because, again, that was releasing negativity and not positivity. I had to learn to be grateful. And so what I did, whenever I saw a bill, I thought of what that bill did. Let me give you an example. Electricity bill. So when I saw the electricity bill, I thought of electricity. What did electricity do for me in my home? It gave me light so that I could do my work. It gave the fridge power to keep my foods cold. The electricity helps me to keep my house warm and to keep my house cool during the summer. I thought of all the good things that electricity did. And what I did when I saw the bill, I said, thank you. Thank you for power. Thank you for electricity. When I saw the water bill, I said, thank you that I have water to bathe. I have clean water to bathe. I have water to drink, that I have water to cook, that my children have water. Thank you. And so that shifted my thinking. And so when I saw the bills, I was no longer angry. Or I was no longer afraid as, whoa, how am I going to pay for this bill? I was grateful because of what was provided to me through that bill. I shifted my thinking. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at changed. And that changed my life. Gratitude changes your life. We realize that power again by serving. I believe that the highest and most powerful position we can ever attain is that of a servant. If we use our life to make another life better, this is when we are the most powerful. When we are a catalyst for positive change and make a positive impact on people and on our community, this is when we are the most powerful. So when we live to serve, we can unleash that power. Let's look at the next slide. Now, what keeps that power stifled? In other words, what would we need to give up to release that power? 1, toxic people. engaging with toxic people. And what do I mean by toxic people? Negative people, people who complain. And I always say, complaining, that's the worst thing for our health and for our wealth. When we complain, we become a magnet for negativity, a magnet for failure. Toxic people are people who gossip, people who bully, people who cheat. And this takes a toll on us and our well being. Because what toxic people transmit is very contagious. They negatively affect the way we think, the way we feel and behave. I like to describe toxic people as moths being attracted to light or candle. Let me give you an example. When I was a little girl and we used to go by my granny in the country during the summer to spend time with her. My granny did not have electricity. And so when it got dark, she would either light a lamp or she would light candles in the house. The moths would coming from outside and they would hover around the candle. And most times they would go towards the candle and out the light. So what my grandmother would have to do is that she would have to close the windows and close the doors. Now that's what toxic people do. Toxic people, they hover around us and they put out the lights. They put out our power. That's what they do. So engaging with toxic people will stifle that power. Secondly, complacency. Now, Chief in his audio today spoke about that. He said, and I had to write it down, we should never be satisfied with who and what we are. He said, we are more than who and what we are. He's also said that the world has not seen the best of us yet. This is what complacency is, when we are satisfied with who and what we are. With complacency, there is an unwillingness to stretch because we want to stay in that comfort zone that we are in. We are unwilling to test our limits. With complacency, we like to experience comfort. However, allowing ourselves to experience discomfort is the key to unleashing the power and living a better life. If we are only willing to do what is easy, life will be hard. In the same vein, if we are only willing to do what is hard, life will be easy. We need to be comfortable with being uncomfortable because that is when growth will occur. The victim mentality, not taking responsibility, blaming everybody for our conditions. That is the victim mentality. We must also acknowledge the choices that we also make. And we must refuse also to waste time pitying ourselves or hosting pity parties. Next, dependence on admiration from others. We may do things because we want to impress people, because we want to be praised. That is dependence on others. And dependence gives others the power over us. But instead, what we should do is focus on just being the best we can be. We don't need accolades from others. We don't need people to congratulate us. Focus on living according to strong values, values of integrity and being the best that we can be. Self-doubt, that's a big one. Feeling that we're not good enough, feeling we're not strong enough, we're not smart enough, we're not pretty enough, that we don't have what it takes. That will stifle the power. Negative self-talk. I spoke about that a while ago. I'll fail anyway. What's the use of trying? I'm going to fail. I'm not good at doing this. I don't like motivating and mobilizing people. Somebody else should do that. I can never do anything right. That is negative self-talk. And these limit our ability to believe in ourselves and to reach potential. It causes limited thinking. The more you tell yourself that you can't do something, the more you will believe it. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because you have told yourself you can't do it, then it is so. Voila. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. What does that mean? If you think you can, then you will. If you think you can't, then you won't. If you think you're worthy, then you are. If you think you're not worthy, you're not. Either way, you will live into your story. And as I end, I want to speak about one of the most magnificent powers in all of us, and that is the power of love. Love is a weapon that can open hearts. It's a shield that can protect us from harm. Love lifts us up in times of despair. Love helps us to build bridges. Love others, because when we love, that is how we can serve. But equally important, we must love ourselves with that same fervor, with that same passion that we love others. Let us cherish our body, our minds, our hearts, our souls, and inspect everything that enters there and ensure that whatever enters there will be nourishing. Tiashans, I say to you today, no one else can write your story. No one else can walk your journey. No one else can sing your song. Your story is a beautiful one. But we must realize the power we have and understand the impact our story can make, regardless of what has happened in our lives. Know that we are magnificent. The power in us can make each of us into a bigger and better person only if we allow it to. And I have a quotation on the slide by Louise Hay. The power is within you. It always has been. How far are you willing to expand the horizons of your thinking and stir that power awake? We must make a choice, Tiashans. TAC family, the choice to awake, unleash, release the power, or to let it remain dormant. A choice to become a catalyst for change, or a choice to be a comatose Tiashan. A choice to believe, or a choice to doubt. What choice will you make? The ball is in your court. Okay, any questions for me or any contributions or comments? Anybody?
Yes, I have a contribution.
Yes, Mr. Johnny the Bank.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Delia. I must confess that this is actually a very comprehensive and holistic teaching tonight. It's a very powerful one, I must say. And should you ask me to give it another title, I would say, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he becomes. As a man thinketh in his heart, so he becomes. We are the total summary of whatever we think, we choose to think. Because actually we don't do anything, like you rightly said, Ma, that whatever you see in your mind, you actually hold in your hand. Whatever you see in your mind, you actually hold in your hand. And sometimes it is very disgusting. It actually pisses me off.
Mr. Aki, could you wait? Let Mr. Johnny the Bank finish, please. Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Johnny the Bank.
Okay, so actually, I was actually saying that sometimes it's very disgusting. The comments I see most of the times in the forums, people will just come up and say, why are we projecting this coin to be at $15,000? That this is actually too much for us to imagine, and when I read such comments, I get angry, because these are people who we call them uh, uh, dream stealers. These are people who steal people's dream, because we actually become whatever we think. And thank God we have a visionary leader who actually casts the vision before us. What we have to do is just to follow suit, because before President Donald Trump come up with the idea of settling the debt of America, the great America, with cryptocurrency, that has already been established in the abundance community coin by Chief Abundance, paying the debt of the Afro diaspora countries with stack coin, and the coins have been allocated already. So this is what vision does. Vision does the same thing as unity. Unity doesn't care whether you are black or you are black or white. So vision also goes the same way. It doesn't care whether you are black or white. Once you are visionary, once you cast your mind into the future, whatever you imagine, it will come to be, it will come to realize. And so the second one is being in the team of the like minds. Who are your surrounding? Who are the people who actually surround you? Who are the people that actually work with you? Who are the the people that you follow on social media? These are people, in fact, that, those people, the people you follow on social media, the people you sit with every day of your life, whether in school, whether at school, whether in the church, whether in your workplace, whether in business, these people contribute the people that surround you, and so they shape your life. They make 90% of what the outcome of your life will be. And so I therefore call on the majority of Tiashan, for us to be visionary, for us to follow suit in the vision of Chief Abundance, because this is vision we are talking about. Whatever we think, whatever we can imagine, whatever we can conceive, our mind can conceive, that we shall achieve. And so we should ignore the naysayers. We should ignore the people who are negative thinkers. Let us follow suit. Let us be in the same spirit as our CEO, and it shall be well with us. This is the little contribution I have, Dr. Delia. Thank you, ma.
Mr. Johnny the Bank, that was so powerful. Thank you for saying all of that. So, dream stealers, I love that word. Dream stealers, naysayers. We need to rise above that. We need to rise above that. Our forum should be full of positivity, should be full of limitless thinking, positive voices, positive language. That is how we are going to release the power within us. Thank you, Mr. Johnny the Bank. I see Mr. Aki disappeared, so let's wait. Any other comments, contributions, questions?
Hello, hello all.
Hello, Chief Staff.
Yes, Dr. Delia, thank you for this wonderful lecture. And I think this lecture is aimed at me, especially the area in which you talk about patience and not getting angry. You know, I have that weakness. I get angry easily, but I don't keep grudges. You know, I can be angry with somebody fast, but it doesn't last a day. It clears off my mind. You know, so I like what you said concerning anger. You know, it's one of those things I'm having challenge. I'm having challenge with, and I believe with this teaching I'll be able to rise above it and outgrow it. Also, in the aspect of patience, you know, it's true. It's not everybody that learn at a pace in which everybody another person learn. So sometimes when I'm teaching somebody something, I used to be impatient with them, not following up. And to me, these things are very simple. And to the person I'm teaching, the things seem to be hard. So I get impatient and I get angry that this person is not trying to catch up. So it's true. These are negative attitude that we must get rid of if we must really harness the power within us. Now, having said that, this is this is a very interesting topic, the power within. And we have to understand that I usually say in my audios that every technology that is being made, is being used on this planet, is fashioned after the human body. Every technology that is, be it car, be it phone, it comes out of our body. It is fashioned exactly after our own body. You know, there are more organisms on our body than even in the universe. Our body is a powerhouse. We are battery. We are like we are bombs. Even bomb is made out of the human body because the electric capacity of the human body is about 1 billion volt thereabout. I think I watched somebody said that. So even the bomb, atomic bombs, all these things that we see, it comes from the human body. It comes from within us, you know, and we have to understand that it is the things that we don't see that affect the things that we see. So now you have a phone. You can hold your phone on your hand. The phone, the hardware of the phone is important, but without the software in the phone is useless. And the most important aspect of the phone is the software. However, you cannot do without the hardware. But the software controls the hardware. It's the same thing. The mind, our mind is a manifestation of the spirit. And this spirit,
Chief of Staff, hold your thought. I'm not sure where
okay.
Mr. Carr is, but the recording is now almost an hour. I think we need to stop it and start it again. Just give me a minute. Let me. Okay. Okay, Chief of Staff.
Okay, so our mind is a vessel for spirit. So when the infinite now want to experience the third dimension, and the third dimension is the things that you can touch, the tangible things that you can touch. Now the infinite want to experience the third dimension and is doing it through us. So whenever you think of something, that thing is there. When you think that you are a billionaire, it is true in the spirit world. Now, when you turn your radio on and you're trying to connect to a station, You're trying now when you're trying to connect, the radio will be sounding until you get to the right frequency. It's the same thing. Whatever you are looking for in this life exists on a certain frequency. And in order, the same way, like I remember, please always bear this in mind. I said every technological invention in this world is fashioned after the human body. So your body, our inner mind is like a radio. And the same way we tune into a radio station to pick up a frequency is the same way we tune into our mind to tune into the frequency that of anything that we want to manifest physically. So if you say to yourself that you are a billionaire, it is true. Literally, it is so. And how can you then manifest these billions into reality? When you are listening to a radio, in order for you to get a full message of a particular program, you must remain on that frequency, on that radio until the program ends. Are you following, please? So when you remain, as far as you remain on that frequency on that radio program, you are going to get all the messages until the radio program finishes. It's the same thing. When you tune into the frequency of abundance, when you tune into the frequency of gratitude, as far as you remain on that frequency, it's just a matter of time you will manifest it in the physical world. Nothing will stop you from manifesting it in the physical world. And Yeshua has told us, he says, do not look up, do not look down. The kingdom of heaven exists inside of you, not outside, inside of you. And there is this parable of this grandmother, when it says that the creator wanted to create something very, very powerful. Like it is the most powerful thing that the creator wanted to create, and then the creator doesn't know where he's going. He will hide these things, and the creator said he would take it to the sky. And the angel said, well, if you hide this power in the sky, humans will go to the sky and find this power. And he said, okay, I will hide this power in the middle of the earth, in the middle of the sea. And the angel said, if you hide that power in the middle of the earth, in the middle of the sea, humans will go down to make sure they get this power. And then he asked, where then should I hide this power? And the grandmother said, hide it inside of the human being. So whatever we are looking for will always come from inside of us. Chief Abundance have said our solution is internal. China did not develop by looking outside of themselves. Japan did not develop by looking outward. Americans, the Caucasians, did not develop by looking outside of themselves. They made sure they came together and united and believed in their power, the power that is inside of them. And now they are first world countries. Look, a lot of us think Europe has always been rich. No. There has been famine, there has been hunger in Europe. At some time, Europeans, the same way Africans are running to America, to Europe now, there was a time Europeans were running to other countries too. Some of them were running to Russia. Literally, they were running to seek economic shelter. But they decided to look inwards. Now they have developed their countries. It's the same thing. The power to manifest billions, the power to manifest trillions is inside of us. It is not outside. That is why we've always said, it is you that will make tax valuable. It is you are the money. It is not tax that will make you, it is you that will make tax. And I want to round this up by giving you a story of Chief Abundance. I've said this before when we were in Sierra Leone. The coordinator back then, where we rented this apartment, the coordinator was saying that there are thieves around this environment. And he was saying the place is not safe, we should get a security. And Chief Abundance asked the question, he said, when these people come, what would they steal? They said the coordinator replied and said they can steal your television, steal your fridge, or even your money and everything. And Chief Abundance replied and said, as far as they will not steal me, I don't have a problem with that. I remember that thing vivid. Chief Abundance might not remember, but I remember it vividly. And I picked it up and said, oh, it therefore means it is true. You can take my personal possession, you can take my physical possession, you can take everything that is outside of me. As far as you don't take me out, I can always manifest those things again and again and again and again. It is us. We are the answer, my people. Thank you very much.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. Thank you, Chief of Staff. Any other comments, contributions, questions?
Yeah, it's just a quick comment here, just to kind of add to what the Chief of Staff was saying. We were made in the image of the infinite. He spoke everything into existence. He said, let there be, and there was. So just keep in mind that words are very powerful, and we can bring things into existence by what we say. And just even the mountains, say to the mountains, whatever obstacle, be removed, and see yourself walking in whatever you desire to walk in. You see it, I just wanted to say that. Thank you, Dr. Delia.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Aki. Thank you.
Put your money intact, put your money intact, invest and show that your money come back. Put your money intact, put your money intact, invest and show that your money come back. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack, one child, one youth, one tack, 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 tack. Become financially free, join the abundance community, diaspora city. Yeah, we got global accessibility, your future, your currency. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack, one child, one youth, one tack, 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 tack. Become financially free. Join the Abundance Community Diaspora City. Contact our website or social media for more info. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack, one child, one youth, one tack.